Three, two, one, go. Namaste and hello everyone. My name is Shivika and I help you navigate life through my experiences, lessons, and stories. My YouTube journey has been very on and off in the last 2 years. There have been times where I created content like regularly, and then there were times when I did not touch YouTube at all. But this time around, I've promised myself to be consistent at what I do and consistent at posting on this channel instead of just existing. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into the topic of this video. How do you build and increase your confidence? I think most of us have struggled with this word confidence and building it and understanding it, what it means to each one of us. But we will break all of that down in today's video, and I will also tell you few tips and hacks that I used early on in my career, in my journey, in order to build confidence. In this video, we'll be covering three things. Number one, what is confidence? Number two, what does confidence mean to me as a person, as a professional, as a content creator, and just in general? And number three, how do you build confidence and increase confidence? As a young girl, especially during primary school, I would always be the class captain. I would either be the class captain or the discipline captain. I would choreograph performances for school events. I would be lead singer for the choir group in the school. I would multitask my way through primary and high school, being one of the best athletes in the school, scoring decent marks, especially good marks during primary school, and then eventually decent marks because it got tougher. But I knew there was something more than just being or playing these roles. There was something innate, something within that was making all this happen. A quote that I read online read, "Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle." When I read this quote online, I felt this correctly explains what confidence is, because confidence is not what you see on the exterior. It is something at a very, very deeper level. It is what you call a self belief. It is what you call working on yourself from within, and that work, that internal work, then outshines in your external personality and the way you deal with things. And then people start calling you confident. So, in order to work on your confidence, we all know it starts from within. To accept who you are, to have that self belief that I bring something to the table, and acknowledging what that something is. Now, what does confidence mean to me? And I can literally put it into one sentence. To me, confidence is I can and I will. To give you some context, I have been a confident girl since childhood, and 100% credit for this goes to my parents who raised me to be this person, who raised this person with the character that is confident. I was always taught by my father early on, since I remember, to always take ownership of my decisions, to always be confident in the choices that I make in life, to be confident when I'm out traveling, to be confident and become an individual that can take care of herself. And this is not to say that they didn't look after me, but this is to say that from a very early age, I was taught to be this person. I remember early on in life when my dad used to always say that you should be traveling by yourself, you should travel alone, you should know how to travel alone. There's a point in life when you will be all gone and you will have to do things by yourself. This is the time where you learn these skills. And I was supposed to go to my nanny's house, and he told me, why don't you take this train alone? And there'll be somebody to pick you up at the station. Initially, I was a bit, tiny bit. Like I said, I have been innately confident, but I was a tiny bit terrified going by myself. So I still took the train, of course, and it was one of the most exhilarating experiences of my life, because it kind of changed me as a person, not in a way that was very evident, but in a way that changed the way I look at things. But it just made me feel free and responsible. And I think a lot of confidence also comes with responsibility. When you have something that you have to look after, you become, or you slowly start to build confidence in that particular thing. Today, I have solo traveled Europe, I go on 99% of my trips alone, and I am very confident about it. I do my research, I do all the work beforehand. But I think all of that came as a result of what my parents taught me, how they raised me, the kind of things they made me do early on in life that have shaped me as a person, as the character I am today. I believe these are the small events, small steps, small actions that you may have taken or that you should take in order to become confident, because these are the events of my life that really made me a confident person over the years. Because, of course, confidence is not something you build overnight, it's something you practice, you practice, you practice, and you become confident. Which brings us to the final bit of the video, which is how do you build confidence and how do you increase confidence? Now, in another event, I remember in 10th grade, I wanted to study humanities, and my school did not offer humanities subjects because I wanted to pursue political science eventually. So I told my dad that I want to switch schools because my school does not offer this, and he came back to me saying, why don't you go out and find a school that can give you admission based on whatever you've done in the last 10 years, and come back to me and I will sort out the rest for you. Now, this confident girl was a bit terrified with the idea of going to different schools, talking to people, and then them telling me whether they will take me or they will not take me or whatever it is. But at first, I was really terrified with the idea, by the idea of reaching out to people. I mean, I still do most times, but at this particular event, I remember I went to a couple of schools that I wanted to study in, and I did get a few rejections until the final day when we were supposed to go back into school, and one of the schools accepted me based on my co-curricular activities, because I was always involved with I was a basketball captain in my school team. I was a good athlete back in school. I was doing a lot of co-curricular activities as a singer, dancer, actor, in the debating society, class captain, and whatnot. So that, all of that, because my education, I had scored about decent marks in my 10th grade. So I knew that alone will not get me admission to a new school. But everything inclusive of my extracurricular kind of helped, and I got admission. And once again, I would like to go back to the fact that it's my parents who kind of made these situations happen for me, where I was supposed to take action. I was supposed to be responsible. I was supposed to be confident, because then why is anyone going to listen to me? I remember when I went to the school that accepted me, they were like, are you here for admission? But where are your parents? And I said, my parents have told me you go and get admission. So you tell me, who do I need to speak to? And they told me, this is not college, so bring somebody in, bring an elder in who we can speak to. And then I remember calling my mom to come and speak to the principal, and within 2 hours I had the admission with me. I mean, I got the admission. So these kind of experiences and these kind of events in my life have shaped me as a person and my personality. My dad used to always say, you should be able to walk into any door out there and never be scared. Be confident, be fearless. Just open any door and you can walk into that room confidently and own it. And that stayed with me. It stayed with me to a point that I'm sharing it in my YouTube video talking about confidence. So this is what you really need to do, is to put yourself in situations, is to put yourself outside of your comfort zone, to feel confident, to let that side of you come out in those uncomfortable zones, because that's exactly where true growth lies. Number one, and you know it by now, get out of your comfort zone. True growth really, really, really lies outside of your comfort zone. You can't be doing the same thing every single day and expect different results. If you think you're going to be doing the same activity over and over and over again, your confidence level is going to be just there. It's not going to grow. It's not going to increase at all, because you've been doing the same routine thing. You've been in the same rut where you are not improving yourself. You're not improving anything about yourself, whilst you are just being in that cocoon of yours or in that comfort zone of yours. Small example again, something that really helped me build my confidence is I was very underconfident about swimming. It was something that I had learned about 3 to 4 times, taken proper lessons, but I was always so scared because my first lesson that I took was a scary one, where The instructor would push you in the water and you would just be, it wasn't the nicest of experiences to start with in order to learn swimming. Eventually, many years later, this year, I decided that I'm going to teach myself swimming. I know the basics. I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to start learning swimming so that I feel confident about myself every time I am near water or I am engaged in any kind of water activity, where earlier I would restrict myself going in and I would kind of take myself away from such amazing experiences. Like, why would I do that to myself when I know there could be so much that you can do with water and so many activities that are just amazing. So I got myself outside of my comfort zone. I got myself a gym membership that had a pool next to it, and it was a fitness, it is a fitness center. And I started watching YouTube videos and I started teaching myself techniques, hand, legs, breathing, everything. And today, 6 months, 5 months later, 5 months later, just today, I did my 15 laps, which I have never done before. It took me a while. I did my first full lap after 30 days, after 28 days actually, of learning to swim. There were always people who would look at me and know that I was struggling. So they would teach me things. They would tell me, this is how you should do it. Don't do it this way. Use your hand like that. Do your breathing like that. And those things really helped, because when you're trying to improve yourself, the right kind of people, and that's when you start attracting also the right kind of energy of people who also wish well for you, who also want you to learn and improve. And it will just come. I mean, this is not something that you have to ask for. And again, 5 months later, I decided to get out of my comfort zone, do something that I've always been scared of doing, something I always wanted to learn. I feel so much confident about myself. I felt so happy today when I finished my 15 laps. I was like, yay, the girl who could not complete half the pool is now doing 15 laps at a stretch. And that was amazing. That really boosted my confidence. Today, if you tell me, let's go do a water activity, I'm going to be super confident about joining you, or be confident about the fact that let's go do it. I can do it now. Again, innately, that built my self-belief that I can learn anything that I've set my mind to, which built my self-confidence, which builds my confidence both as a swimmer and as a person. So get out of your comfort zone in order to become more confident and in order to increase your confidence. Consciously put yourself in situations where you've not been, and then figure it out, navigate your way through that, and slowly, by practice every single day, you will get there and you will feel more confident by the second day and the third day and the fifth day. And there will be a room where you will be able to enter fearlessly and very confidently. Number two, count yourself in. Now, this is something I've picked up from a TED talk by Emily Jaenson, who I've also linked in the caption below. She talks about using this 3, 2, 1 to get you started, and then the momentum keeps you going. As a dancer in undergrad, I studied in Delhi University. I had about 50 to 70 dance performances in my second year, and we were going to every different college in Delhi, from Amity to all the colleges in Delhi University. Early on, when there was a dance performance and we were supposed to go on stage to compete, I would be scared. And every time I would tell myself, okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Now it starts. This is it. This is now. There is no going away. There is no running away from this. So this is exactly what it is. 3, 2, 1. Every time you have something important coming and you feel underconfident, or you feel you can't do it, or even if it's not important, you're just underconfident about something, count yourself in by saying 3, 2, 1, and then just go for it. Once you start, you'll keep going, and the momentum will keep you going. It's just about starting. And then she also talks about in this video on how you can use your prior accomplishments to propel you forward. So basically, I would advise you to write down all the things that you're good at, all the things, all the accomplishments of your life that you've done so far, even if that means just one or even if that means 50, write them down and use them to propel you forward. Use them to give you the confidence to do something bigger and better, because these accomplishments then help you to believe in yourself that you've done it, you can do it again, it is possible. You are somebody who's made it happen once, you're somebody who made it even happen half a time, but again you can do it. So use your past accomplishments to keep you going forward, because they will give you the right direction and they will give you the self-belief that you're missing at this point to feel confident. Number 3, get great at what you do. Now, this is something that I believe personally works for me, and that's why it's a suggestion. It's one of the pointers that I wanted to add to this video. Is whatever it is that you're good at, become great at it, because that will build you, that will build your confidence, that will make you a person who is not just believing in themselves but also investing in themselves. Because if you're good at something, why would you want to just stay at that stage where you're good? Why would you not want to be great at it? Why would you not want to be an expert on it, where people can come to you to seek advice or people can ask you on how to do it? So if you know that you're good at building a basic website, get good at building a not so basic, a more advanced website. If I knew that I was good at editing videos, I started learning other softwares to make my editing better. The minute I understood that I wanted to do social media and I was okay at making videos, I wanted to get good at it. I wanted to get great at it, and I'm still working on it. But over the years or over the months, this has built my confidence level, because the more you get good at something, the more it builds the self-belief. And I keep coming back to self-belief because that's where it all starts. And when you're good at something, you feel confident in yourself because you know there is something you bring to the table that is apart, that is a class apart from everyone else. You will always have an edge over anyone else who's not making their skills or who's not making that thing about themselves great. Well, this brings us to the end of the video. If you like this video, then please do share it with someone who's struggling with confidence. And if you found this video useful, then I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel, because I'll be posting more such videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. For now, take care, and I shall see you on Sunday.